Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I'm David Rodriguez, and today I'm going to be unboxing HEXplore It, Volume 4, the Domain of Mizra Noctis, as well as the Living Card Deck, and whatever the heck this thing is, and the expansion. This I backed on GameFound. It's so much harder to not just say I kickstarted it, you know, but that is technically not correct with this. So we're going to look through all this stuff and see what all we have here. So I'm going to put kind of the secondary stuff aside. We're going to start with the big game, because that's the star of the show, I guess you could say. All right, so here we go. I could be wrong. I think this one looks thicker than the previous ones. I'm not sure. I don't have them near me, but it looks like it's a maybe bigger box here. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see a little better, hopefully. All right. It says, a cooperative hero building adventure board game for 1 to 6 players. Which hero will you choose? The moon is full, wary travelers. HEXplore It is a hero building adventure board game system. Krasvatelia, the sun sets on this cold and desolate place. A once beautiful land of craggy mountains, fertile valleys, and deep bottomless chasms. It is now wilted like a rose in winter. Make your way across this scarred land to investigate the workings of a terrible blood mage who has spent decades cultivating and collecting the blood of innocence. Move during the day or at night and battle a variety of fully illustrated foes. Experience a rich world and reveal what discoveries might lie ahead. To unravel Mizra Noctis' plans, you must build powerful heroes and face him before it is too late. Can you stop Mizra Noctis? I have no idea if I can. We'll see. I've noticed in doing these reviews, or doing these unboxings, a lot of games end with like a question like, can you do this? Can you terraform the Mars? Can you build a bunny kingdom? You know, it's just kind of a funny thing. I guess it's to hook you in. I'm not sure. But it is something I've noticed because I always end up being like, I don't know. We're going to find out. So I have played volumes 1 and 3. I have 2, but I haven't played it. Now, this says it is from 1 to 6 players. And I will tell you this. Unless they have done something very different with this one, this works a lot better as a solo game than any other I cannot imagine playing this with 6 players. That seems crazy to me. Because you move, your party moves together as one entity. Like you're just one figure on the board in general. And so you can all decide together where you're moving, but ultimately as far as individual choices that you make just for your own self, your own character, that's going to come down to what you do in towns or what you do in fights, which is fine, but I think not having the personal decisions of where you are moving, I feel like it really takes away a lot for multiple players. So, you know, other people might disagree. That's fine. I feel like I really think this is a fantastic solo game. I'm just not sure with the multiplayer thing, unless you have people that really just like to make battle decisions and that's it. But anyway, you know, everyone's mileage may vary on that, but that is my impression without giving a full review of any of this. Let me pop this open. We're going to take a look at what's inside. One of the things I like about this series is that a lot of it is, at least as far as the heroes and classes go, are all interchangeable. So you can use the heroes and classes from one set and move them to another without any problems. So that's great. I know at least the first 2, you can actually combine them and make one like big mega game of some sort. I don't know. I can't remember if the 3rd one let you do that. So I'm not sure if that's something that continues on through all of them. I don't know where you put all that stuff if you use all the maps. I don't know if you do, but that'd be insane. So let's get this off of here. I really like this art on the cover. I like the kind of, you know, spooky sort of gothic horror fantasy thing. That's always been something I've enjoyed. So this has that in spades. Let's take a look. Greetings, adventurer. We placed this volume's punch boards underneath the plastic insert. Fantastic. Check out the HEXplore It companion app for more hero randomization options. There is an app that you can use that I haven't tried yet, but it helps you kind of keep track of your character stuff, which is sort of nice. Although I don't mind the system they have in here, so I don't know how necessary it is. I don't know if there's other stuff that it keeps track of. So, all right, this is, let's see, it says Mountains of Godai, which I think is going to be the next one in the series. So they're really pumping this out. This is really cool. It looks like it has kind of like an Aztec theme, but there's dragons and whatnot, so super interesting as far as that goes. Let's take a look at the other side of this. This is just a bigger picture of the Mizra Noctis cover, which is nice. It's interesting how far they have these planned out, because I mean, this is a brand new entering this, but they already have like the next one, you know, in the wings and waiting. There are little changes from one to the next. Like I noticed on this one, it talks about traveling at night or day, which I don't believe. It definitely was not a thing in the first or the third one. Again, I don't know about the second one for sure, but yeah, that's kind of neat. All right, so this is, okay, so we have the rule book. And this is going to be a big rule book, folks. I got to tell you, it is. So it's really 94 pages because this is the index. That's right in line with the others. I think the first one was like in the later 80s or something, but that's about it. Now, I haven't seen this before, a separate play styles book. I don't know what that is. Okay, so it's telling you how to combine the different sets. It has an option for quick play, which is pretty cool because it is a longer game. Oh, multiple heroes. Is that, okay, wait, is that for solo? Now I'm very curious. I have to look at this now. If you like to create 2 heroes and play both, oh no, so that's just for you playing multiple. Okay, that's not really, that's not that special. Okay. It's basically, when I played solo, I did 2 heroes because I just thought I'd give you more abilities. So, anyway, some other options that you can do to kind of change up the game. Oh, that's a cool picture. Look at that. Kind of these culty ladies doing something messed up. I don't even know what. I really like that. I know I said earlier, but I really like the gothic horror fantasy thing. I was a big fan of like Ravenloft in the D&D setting. So I just enjoy that. I like traditional fantasy too, of course. But so yeah, this is showing how you combine various other games, which is, I mean, that's impressive, but man, that just seems like a lot. I'm just going to peek through this rulebook here. Hero creation. So yeah, basically what you do is you pick a race and a class, essentially, and you're going to combine them, and that's going to determine your starting stats and abilities and whatnot. So pretty easy, but you know, you got to pick, or you could do it randomly, I suppose. I'm sure there's probably people out there who are figuring out like the best combinations across the different sets to make like an amazing hero that can handle anything, because these games are hard. I've not beaten one yet. Okay. Oh, this is weird. I'm hesitant to open this because they're going to be everywhere, but this looks like it has a 3-sided die. So I may have to check that out. Can I get into here without spilling everything? Yeah. Take a look at that. It's a 3-sided die. I've not seen that before. How interesting. I wonder what that does in this game. Because that wasn't something that was in the previous ones, at least that I've seen. So, okay. Let's take a look here. So these are your classes or aspects? Huh. Okay, I don't even know. I'm not sure what aspects are. This is a new thing for me. So we're gonna take a look at this and see. We have Ghost, Reanimated, Zombie, Vampire, oops, Lycan, Damned, Blessed, and then Noble, Cultist, Peasant, Adventurer, Craftsman. Okay. Okay, here's the races. Okay, so we have Dhampir, Gutter Gnome, that's sad, Ratkin, Dark Elf, cool, Pantaran, Miskia, Corvus. It does tell you a little bit more about them if you're not sure, so that's kind of cool. Rona, Mirrorskin, Brightling, Umbral Shade, Reawakened, and what is this? These are keepsakes. So there's a lot of cards here that I did not see in the previous one, so that's interesting. I'm going to have to figure out what these mean because I don't know what the aspects are. I don't really know what the keepsakes are about. So, interesting stuff. What are these? Oh, familiars. You can get familiars in this game. Oh, that's cool as heck. I appreciate that a lot. All right. So you have it. Oh boy, these are kind of weird. All right, so we got Owl, Turtle, Stormwolf, Canine, Feline, Falcon, Bat, Viper, Rat, Crow, Fox, Sword, Homunculus, Fey Dragon, that sounds cool, flying snake, and hellhound pup. That's cute. If you're gonna have a hellhound, you should probably start with a pup. That's what I think. Okay, now we're getting into some interesting stuff. Here's like, oh boy, hold on, I gotta figure out what we have here. Okay, these are a lot of things. So you have your game turn broken down here. That's handy. Have all the conditions that you can have upon your characters over here. More game turn stuff. What's on the back? Some keywords. That's cool. You have your battle mat. This is where you kind of keep track of the damage everyone's doing to each other because it's all basically simultaneous in this game. Some items that you get at villages or monasteries, it looks like, and their cost. It's important to get some gear from this game. Okay, so now we're getting into some of the bosses. As you travel around the map, there's certain areas where bosses can come up, or certain events can kind of trigger bosses too. At least in one of them it did. So we have the Hellhound, the Dark Fae, Nagaita's Machine, the Hermit. I didn't think a Hermit would be too bad, but you know, who knows. Keshkazul, Kiln's Manor, Haunted House, Alraun, the Mad Alchemist, Zelja, the Banshee Queen. She's creepy looking. The Cardinal Coven. Okay, so that's what we saw before. Very cool. Meat Hook, appropriately named given his weapon. The Monster from the Deep. That's really neat looking too. Gosh. The art in this is gorgeous. There's a lot of places where like you would hope they had art that they don't, to be honest with you, but where they have art, it's fantastic. The Dullahan, which looks like Headless Horseman type. The Lycan. Malekith. The Graveyard Golem. That's creepy. Ravziel, the Fallen. Mizra Noctis. So this, I believe this is the main villain. So I'm not sure. Each main villain in these games has worked kind of differently. So Monastery, then you do the Monastery. That's cool. Crypts. So yeah, a lot of these were not in other games. So they have similar things, but not quite. Villages, that's going to be like your cities, I imagine. Collectors. Yeah, gosh. It's nice that each of these games, it's more than just a different type of land. Like they really do add some different things in each one. All right, so here is our character classes. And they do have cool pictures on the back, so I'll show you those. So we have the Phosphromancer. It says, there is light amidst the darkness. Wow, super glowy person. The Warlock, marvel at my power. I most recently, last time I played D&D, played a Warlock, and it was fun. The Scourge Eater, I will consume your pain. It's kind of weird. Yep, there's our Rattling People. Very much like Skaven from Warhammer, it looks like. The Monk, all will be in perfect balance. Very cool. The Enchanter, a bit of magic can do wonders. Oh, he's an interesting looking guy. Huh, all right. The Witch, pierce the veil and all shall be revealed. Kind of creepy. The Medium, I sense a presence here. Oh, that's a neat picture though. Wow. Yeah, the art is fantastic. I wish there was more of it, but on the other hand, like, you know, it's a big game, so it's probably better that they don't stick it over. These, by the way, are dry erase boards. So you're actually going to write your name and your favorite opponent and various other items, your stats as they level up here. So that's kind of a neat way to keep track of stuff. I actually really like that a lot. Again, you can try the app. I don't know exactly how well it works. I can tell you, but oh boy, he's ugly. Gosh. The Bard. Surely you must have heard of us, he says. There he is. The Shadow Rider of Shadow and Dust. Oh, that's cool and creepy. The Inquisitor. You wouldn't believe it with your own eyes. Awesome. The Scout. Efforts fail when one is rushed. That's true. Scout, I agree with you. Okay, so, oh boy, okay. We've got a bunch of dry erase markers in here, again, for the player boards. We've got a few models here. I'm imagining one of these is the main bad, and the other ones are probably representing players. I'm going to try to get this focused here. That's one of them. These are Reaper minis, by the way. They, I guess, must have some kind of deal with them. I'm not sure, but that's how it seems. So I know at least in the third one, like there's a couple hero ones and you just kind of pick which one you want. It doesn't have an effect. And then one main bad guy one, which I'm wondering if that's what this is. I don't know for sure, but it seems possible because it looks kind of creepy. There's a bag, which I actually have no idea what the bag is for because I don't believe the previous ones had bags in them. So I could be wrong, but I don't remember that. Let me, oh boy. Okay, wow, there's a lot of, yeah, this is a lot of different stuff. So, Runestones. See, there were no runestones in the previous one. This is a cool bag that looks really neat. Okay, we've got a cool metal, oh, this is for day and night. So, I'm guessing, given the nature of this land, it's probably safer to travel in the day. Some white and black cubes. Those aren't too exciting to look at, really, but... Oh, wow. These are cool. Hold on. These are the Runestones. Again, I'm not sure how they play into this game because they were not a thing in the previous ones. You can see that, but they actually have, like, it's like screen printed stuff on these. That's super cool. Wow, that's neat. I'm getting more and more excited about this one as I go through it. But yeah, you know, I played the first one with Hillary. And, you know, it was all right, but because, you know, I think there are some random elements. The main bosses, at least we haven't figured out the way to get strong enough to deal with them. But then also, you know, we don't have individual control of our movement. So it didn't go over too well at that level, but I did enjoy when I played the third one solo. And I just think that's the key. I think, honestly, I really think this is a solo game. I mean, okay, so this is the night deck. So there's probably going to be a deck for the day, too, I assume. I just don't know how many groups are going to like this at multiplayer. So I'm guessing here I'm going to be able to show you that there's not a ton of art on the cards. It tells you a lot. There's some cool like flavor text and whatnot. You get the occasional picture here and there, but there's really not a ton of art on these cards. I guess there's some stuff up here in the corner, which is interesting. A little more than some of the other ones. Oh, ooh, here we go. Hold on. I see. There's nothing like this in the previous ones where you actually have. This is cool, and these are some of like the pictures of the character classes. So I'm wondering. I'm really curious how this works. I don't know. Okay, and then these have the QR codes on it, which says, "Tune in each month to trail the movements of Noctis's collectors. Can you confront them in time before Noctis can complete this ritual?" So I think they have like, I'm not sure. I think they have some kind of like event thing that you can kind of do along with this, which is really fascinating. I have not messed with that. I don't know if they had those cards in the previous ones. There are expansions. One of them I have for this, which are like the living card decks, and I think that might be some of them. This is the encounter deck. Wow, they may have really increased the art on these. That was one of my knocks against the previous ones, is that the individual cards didn't tend to have very much in the way of art. But they may have done something about that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. If so, I'm super impressed with that. Hangman, Risen Vermin. Oh, wow, this is great. White, Fallen Army. Yeah, because previously it would be pretty much all text and stats, which is fine. And then they had like a storybook. So some of the items or the cards you could look in the storybook, and it would sometimes have a picture and it would have some more flavor text, which is, you know, perfectly cool. Dire Rats, but I like it so much better that they have the art for the creatures on the cards this time. That just ups the immersion so much. That's great. Floating Eye, Mimic, Lindworm, Shadow Dragon, Ratkin Thief, Sahagin. Wow. Deranged Executioner, Failed Creation, Panteran Stalker, Haunting. Ooh. Those are creepy. They're just like kids, but they have like weird, wispy, tentacle-like things. Creepy. All right. Creeping Shade, Nightmare, Poltergeist, Nightgeist, Cultists, Cannibals, Plague Doctor, Necromancer, Witch Coven. I am so much more happy with this. Bewitched Tools, Animated Armor, Gargoyle, Bone Golem, Scarecrow, Imps, Devil. Succubus. Greed. Just greed. Wrath. Bait and switch. Darkness closes in. These are more like story things, I think. Wing delivery. Ambush on the road. Don't pause this and read these because that could be spoilery. Of darkness and shadow. This is so much better looking than the previous ones. And I think the previous ones are very nice, but just having the art on the cards, that is a huge jump up for me personally. I really, really like that a lot better. Power up deck. So this is one of the ways you can boost up your character as you go through the game. Certain things you do, certain fights you get into will allow you to draw power up cards. And you get these and they basically add to your stats. So like this one gives you +1 attack. So you can kind of boost yourself up that way. You can also buy improvements to your stats. But you're kind of limited. There's like areas around each stat that you have to fill in when you've bought it. But your power-up cards, you can get as many as you want. What I think is neat here is even, I think all of these have unique art, even if it's like the same kind of boost. They really upped the art in this game. And that is fantastic. It is so pretty. I've always liked the art. I just always wanted there to be more of it. And boy, did they answer that call. They, wow. This is so great. The only problem with this is that it will be hard after playing this to go back to the others, you know, based on the way the cards look. I wasn't even going to look into all these cards because I'm like, well, they're not going to have much on them, but I have been pleasantly surprised. And, you know, they probably said it in the campaign, but, you know, I've said it before. I don't delve super deep. And this one was one that I knew I wanted, so I really didn't dig too deep. I'm like, well, it's going to be more of that series, and that's cool. I don't need to look at everything. Here's our day deck. But maybe I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I should have, because now I'm pleasantly surprised, and that's kind of nice. So, various day encounters you can have. Not a ton of art on these. A little bit up in the corner. I think there's something in the back here. Yeah, there we go. And these, again, have some of the pictures of the character classes that we saw earlier. So, but do some other things. So I'm curious, because this clearly has some mechanics that those didn't have. So I can't tell you too much about them because I just don't know yet. But that's okay. I think that's how they all were. I know between the first and the third, when you get to the third, there's like a number of cities, and they each have like you can gain favor with the different cities. So blood magic and dungeon cards. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm live because this is just okay. So not a lot of art on these. I don't know if I'm going to go through all these right now because there's just not a ton on there, but that's what they are. And let's try to look at some of the tiles. I'm not going to punch them out or anything because that would be a disaster. They should be under here. Okay, this is definitely different than they packed it before. Oh boy, it's going to be hard to get out. Bear with me here, folks. All right. Okay. All right, let me zoom back out again. Oops, there we go. Here are some of our tiles that you're going to use to build up the land. There's some that you're going to place along the border, and then some in the middle. I'm not sure exactly how this one sets it up because they are somewhat different one to the next. There's different places on the board, like the red ones usually are boss encounters, and it'll have, although there's some different stuff going on here that I'm just not sure what they are. They'll have different numbers on them because each boss coincides with like a level. I think they get tougher as you go to the higher levels. That makes sense. All right, so, oh, these are different. I don't want to look at every single thing necessarily, but these are very different ones. Wow, I'm just so curious now. All right, there's our Mizra Noctis. That is our boss thing, but this is interesting because it all, I'm curious how this works. It all kind of pops out, so I don't know. I just don't know. Interesting. I'll have to figure this out because I can't really see how this is, how it's used as a thing to deal with the boss. So interesting. It's got places for various kinds of wounds here. Wow. It looks really great, though. Let's see. Mizra Noctis, Ascendant, Greater Aspects. Wow. Okay. So, super pretty production. This game, it's so interesting because I don't believe I've ever seen this at a game store. I could be wrong. Maybe I overlooked it, or I already had it, so I didn't really pay that much attention to it. But I don't think I've seen it at a game store, which is so odd. And I don't know if they don't distribute to them or what, but it's weird. Oh, you might notice that this has like areas for those tiles to go in. Honestly, I don't have the patience to try to figure out how these are supposed to go in every single time. So I'm very, very, very likely just going to toss this insert and, you know, go without, because I don't find it really that usable an insert. It's, you know, it's okay. And somebody maybe out there really likes trying to figure out exactly how they're supposed to go in there perfectly and fit okay, but I'm not that person. So, okay. So that is the main box for Domains of Mizra Noctis. But there's more. This is turning out to be quite a long unboxing because there's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of stuff to look at. Okay, let's move on to some other parts of this, shall we? I'm gonna grab this because I'm most curious. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's anything important or it's like maybe a little poster. I have no idea. I don't remember. You think I'd remember what all came with this, but honestly, while I was waiting for this, I thought I had just backed the core game. I didn't remember backing the expansions and whatnot. So, shows how good my memory is, I guess. Let's see. Oh, okay. So it's just like a cool art print. That's really neat, though. I like that. That was Mizra Noctis. Okay, that's neat. I didn't remember that was a thing, so I was curious what the heck that was, but pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, let's get into the big expansion, and then I'll look at the living card deck and see if I can figure out what the heck that is, because I just don't even understand. Like, the other sets have had those too, and I don't really understand what they do. I think there is some kind of ongoing thing that you follow using those QR codes, but honestly, I'm just not sure how that works. So I'm curious about it. So, oh, I should read this, huh? It says, Noctis has ascended. Glimpse into a future timeline, heroes of Crasvetelia. That's a hard one to say. The Bloodlord has successfully ascended and now stands against immeasurably powerful horrors that have pierced this reality. Create powerful heroes to help him stave off the world's annihilation. Okay, so we're helping him. That's nice. It says, expand your hero library with new roles, races, keepsakes, and blood magic. Gain legendary allies and items. Play the game in an entirely new way and battle new horrific bosses. Will you help Noctis close the breach? There's the question again. There's always the question. Let's take a look. I know some of the other expansions have let somebody play as the big bad, the big boss, you know, which might be a better way to play it multiplayer. I don't know. I've not tried that or even looked at how that's done yet, to be honest with you, but maybe that would make it a better multiplayer game. I'm not sure. Ooh, you have madness in this? That's cool. Very weird tiles. I'm so curious about this because it doesn't, I mean, I could be wrong. It's hard to say, but it doesn't look like normal landscape tiles like most of the other ones have. So I'm fascinated by it. Okay, so we got more of those cool things here. I'm going to get one of these out and look at it better. I don't remember if I did that before, but I probably should have. Okay. So it's hard to see because it's so little. All right, there's that, and then I don't know if you can tell because it's just the lighting's hard to get it right, but there's stuff printed on there. These look really neat. I mean, they're not, you know, all that fancy a thing, honestly, but they look really cool. So we got a purple die in here. It's like a 12-sider, which I'm sure does something. Oh, Pete's sake. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have some keepsake cards, which are not that exciting to look at without reading, and I don't think we need to get into all of that. Okay, so we have more races. So we have, let me zoom back in here. The Archon, Legion, Incubus, Succubus, Redcap, Leprechaun, Minotaur, Etten, Solar Elf, and then what are these? These are more races. Okay. Young Red Dragon. That's crazy. You can play as a Red Dragon. Young Silver Dragon, Ruby Golem. And then these are, I don't know, Diary of a Mad Alchemist, Albedo, Sanguinomicon, Horseman's Spine, Hook and Chain. All right, so what are these? Oh, this doesn't want to tell me. Okay. Hellgirl, Maddened. Hellgirl Unleashed. Or Star. Cold Serpent. Prismatic Beacon. Algol's Chest. Rings of Oppression. Bloodshard. Piron. Brandon Draven. And a Dredge. Man, okay, interesting stuff. What is this now? This is, okay, some more blood magic. These did not have a lot on them from previous, so I'm not going to open that up. But more blood magic stuff, which is cool. I'm curious how that works in the game. Let's take a look at some of these things. Okay, there's our Return to Mizra Noctis rulebook. Tell you all about the expansion stuff. I'm curious. I wonder if this says, I wonder if I can tell by this how you play the Breach game mode. Okay, well, okay. Without reading it, it's not going to tell me too much, but it's interesting. All right. So we have some new bosses, I believe. Calamity. Disaster. Tragedy. Cataclysm. Expansion line. Oh, so new items for the village and the monastery. That's cool. Some new classes. We have the Blood Mage. Your blood flows freely through me. Gross. Gross. Not very sanitary, I gotta say. The Death Knight. Your end is only the beginning. Ooh. The Demonologist. Knowing their true name is key. I've heard that. That's a cool picture. I like that. I wonder if you can get like, you know, pets essentially. All right, let's take a look at this. This is going to be more, at least night stuff. I wonder if there's day stuff in here too. Let's take a peek. Okay, so there's day card, day and night cards, all sorts of stuff. Oh, so these are your, the ones that boost up your skill. So just more cool artwork on these. These are giving you +3s. That's a big jump, I gotta tell you. +4 even. Wow, that's a big deal. Wow, that gives you +1 to every stat you have. I can't tell you. I mean, that may not mean much to you now, but that is a lot. Okay. So these games, you're essentially going around and trying to build up equipment and experience to make your character stronger and stronger. And you usually have to do it sort of in a certain time frame, because eventually the boss is going to get what it's trying to do done, and you don't want that. So you have to get powerful enough to stop the boss in time, which is tough. So Unbound Dredge. Edard's Black Tentacle. I could be wrong, but I believe in D&D there is a spell called Edard's Black Tentacles. I could be wrong. There is definitely a Black Tentacle spell. Let me get this named in again. I just don't remember if I'm getting the name right, but that's kind of gross though. Demogorgon. What popular show has that been in lately? A Merilith. Some of these are truly, I mean, they may be in other mythology too, and maybe that's why it's here, but they're straight out of D&D stuff. Abysmal Soldiers, Legion, new item. I don't know what all this is, but it's very cool. Wrath of the Wailing Queens, that's an event. Hangman's Joke. Interesting. Okay. And I think this is the last thing I need to look at in here. Horror decks. Okay. I don't know what the horror decks are, so that's interesting. We'll see if there's any art on this. This one that's on the back does not show much, so we'll see. All right. Oops. I'm just looking for artwork here. There's some stuff. Vukodlak. Boost from Beyond, Resurrecting Death, Art Hatred. Lots of interesting stuff. Almost has a Cthulhu Mythos kind of feel to some of this a little bit. It's kind of a mix of that and Gothic horror, which is phenomenal in my opinion. Wow, okay, great stuff. Oh boy, I don't think there's going to be anything under this this insert. I'll take a look. I don't think so. And then I just have to look at the living card deck. So this has been a long one, folks. So if you're still with me, I thank you for that. Yeah, okay, so nothing else in there. That's fine. This is a game, you know, if you're looking for a good adventure game, I definitely do recommend it. Again, I don't know about it as a multiplayer game, but if you like solo gaming, I think it's really a fantastic one that I think you will enjoy, because I very much enjoy it. I really like it a lot. I think, you know, I've talked about looking for the perfect adventure game, and I think the only thing that stops us is that it is not great multiplayer, but as a solo game, it is fantastic. You know, it's not a campaign game, so you just play this in an afternoon, and you get a full, like, amazing story, and it's pretty fantastic. So it's a 60 additional cards to supplement the Domain of Mizra Noctis core box. Okay, cool. Come on now, don't fight with me. Okay, what is this? Oh, this maybe tells us how to use this. Living card deck. You'll find 5 card types in this deck. Encounters are shuffled into your counter deck. The other cards are kept separated in their own sacks, shuffled only if indicated below. The 5 decks are encounters. What is this? What was that? From on high, and blood ties. So there's some that we play in order, which is interesting. So I don't know. This is kind of interesting. It looks like maybe it creates more of like a story going on through the game. I'm not sure. It's fascinating, man. They do so much in this. I'm just amazed that this game series is not on more people's lips. I'm really shocked by it. That's a cool one. Wondrous Meadow. Crazed Woodsman. Familiar Friend. I'm just looking for artwork. There's a lot of stuff I don't necessarily want to look too closely at. I'd rather be surprised by it later, but I just want to see the pretty art. Amulet of the Blood Dawn. I looked at this and saw it said something about a mullet. Boy, I tell you, I think it's getting late at night. I probably should go to bed, but we're going to finish this up because I'm almost done. Okay, there's a lot of like little pictures, but I don't know how well that's really going to show up, so I'm not trying to... let's see. Okay, here we go. Gremlins. Oh, that's cool. It even is kind of similar to the movie Gremlins a bit. Figments. Gorgon. Oh, Gorgons are nasty. Fiendish Mage. Mordunad. Valestriel. Bounty Hunter. Rarog or Rayrog, I'm not sure. Clockwork Assassin, that's neat. Miskia Chemist. Vampire Sagromancer. That's cool. Is that sort of like casting magic with your food, though? Like, that would be like if I was like a Burgermancer or Pizzamancer or something. I mean, you know, that's just what I think. A Moroi. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what all of it is, to be honest with you, but these games, the more variety you can add to them, the better, in my opinion. That's what I want. I want it, especially because it's not a campaign, I want every game to feel a little different, and I think just adding this kind of variety does it. Oh my goodness. This has been a beast of a game to unbox, especially with all the expansions and whatnot. But that is HEXplore It, Volume 4, The Domain of Mizra Noctis. I am so excited to play this game. I really am. I like this one a lot. Hillary and I will eventually be doing a review of this for sure. I expect it will go, unless she plays it solo, that she will not be super into it. But we'll see. Maybe this one will change her mind. But regardless, we're going to do that. And then at some point, I'm going to try to play the third one as well, and then give a little bit of a breakdown on the differences I see in between them. I want to do that at some point. That's probably a little ways down the road, but that is the plan. This is the Domain of Mizra Noctis. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to see you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
If you like any of our videos, what you should do is click this little button to subscribe so you'll know about the next time we put out a video.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.